as you guys know, I like when things make sense. And you know, sometimes that's going to be a lot to ask from Treyarch, especially when they're doing their Easter eggs in Call of Duty Zombies. Because if you don't know what's happening in these Easter eggs and you don't know the backstory to them, all of these steps and these Easter eggs are going to seem like the most random things in the world. And even when you do know the storyline, sometimes even then, you'll be like, what's the point of this? And because I've been noticing a lot of these, especially since the Revelations Easter egg, hint hint, I decided to see which maps had the most random steps in their Easter eggs. So here are the 5 maps with the most random Easter egg steps in Call of Duty Zombies. Number 5 is Call of the Dead. Now the premise of this Easter egg actually makes a good amount of sense. Our 4 characters get transported into 2011, where they were trying to get to Siberia to get the goldenrod that Richtofen is in search for to get control of the zombies. But they get trapped in a little bunker like on the side of the lighthouse, and at the same time George Romero has 4 people as their cast, and he's trying to make a movie called Call of the Dead. But the place gets run over by zombies, and the 4 cast members try to fight for their lives, and they end up finding our 4 characters trapped in the bunker. And since Richtofen can't get the goldenrod himself, he asks the 4 actors to do the tasks for him. Now most of the Easter egg makes sense, you know, you end up finding them, you give them a power fuse so they get light. You end up getting vodka for Nikolai because why the fuck not? And then you have to destroy 4 little generators so they can power their teleporter again. But the most random steps comes when you have to get the goldenrod itself. So in solo, right after you destroy the generators, this random little light in the middle of nowhere talks to you in Morse code, out of all things, to go to the ship and turn some levers in a certain order, a certain amount of times, and then afterwards you have to get the VR11 out of the box, turn a zombie into a human, so it goes into the green light coming from the lighthouse that a random submarine put into that, and once the human version of the zombie gets into the green light, he floats up into the air, and you have to essentially murder him so that when he gets to the very tippy top of the lighthouse, he flashes and then he turns into the goldenrod. How does that make any sense at all? Like, the part where you have to kill the human leads me to believe that he himself has the goldenrod, but I mean, I think we can all agree that this step is probably one of the most random. But some little other random steps in this Easter egg come from co-op, where you have to turn some 4 dials in the 4 levels of the lighthouse in a certain way. And I mean, it's random, but I guess it makes sense because it's part of the like the lighthouse, and I guess somehow that leads to the light being able to beam in there. And then after that, you have to get 4 radios scattered around the map in a certain order, which again, pretty random, but again, forgivable. And even after that, you have to activate 4 horns in the right order, which by the way sound like dubstep. But I guess this could be forgived as like a calling to the submarine that comes and puts the light into the lighthouse. But yeah, the actual step where you get the goldenrod is pretty damn random. It's at number 5, but there are a lot of other random steps. Number 4 is Die Rise. Now the main point of this Easter egg is to get control of the pylon for either Richtofen or Maxis, and of course you have to pick a side. But the first step for both of these sides of the Easter egg, you have to simultaneously step on 4 symbols on 4 separate elevators to activate the Easter egg. Now it's just really random to me that you have to find 4 random symbols on 4 separate elevators and stand on them simultaneously, trying not to get crushed by the elevator going to the top floor. It's painfully obvious that they wanted to incorporate the elevators into the Easter egg. Like I know the elevators are a main part of this map, and that's fine, but I feel like the perks being in the elevators were just fine. Like, they didn't have to be part of the Easter egg or anything. But even after that, you have to find 4 more symbols scattered around the map, and you have to stand on them one by one in a specific order. Like, the symbols are all the same. They don't have different symbols on them or anything. No, they're all the same. But for some reason, Maxis and Richtofen require these symbols to be activated in the correct order, or else you done fucked up, man. I mean, it's not the most random of the bunch, so it comes in at number 4, because the rest of the Easter egg makes a good amount of sense. And I actually really like this Easter egg. I think it's really fun, but it's not the most random out of the bunch, like I said before. Number 3 is Buried. Now this is another one of those Easter eggs where you have to get control out of one of the 3 pylons, or either Richtofen or Maxis to get complete control of the world. And there are a little bit of random things here and there. There's a random little lantern that's floating, and you have to bring it down with a grenade. But I think the most random steps from this map are towards the end for both sides actually. For Richthofen, there's this second to last step where you have to go into the maze and activate some colorful switches on the doors of the maze in the correct order. Now, I seriously can't gauge what doing this in the right order has to do with anything in the Easter egg. Again, I think they were just trying to implement the maze into the Easter egg. I guess like them having that as the way to pack punch wasn't enough. On the other hand, with Maxis, there's this step where you have to go into the witch's house, and this step involves 4 people. Someone has to go into the witch's house, and there's like a little control panel with 9 little lights that light up, and then the 3 other players have to look for 3 sets of 3 bells in 3 different locations, and it's literally pressing the bells in the correct order, and then the main guy in the witch's house has to like pull the lever. What does this do? Like, it's the most random thing too. Like, bells, like 9 bells have to be ticked in the right order for this Easter egg to be completed. I would have included the very last step where 4 players have to do target practice and hit every single target that they see. The only reason I forgive this one is because I guess it fits the theme of Buried pretty well, but these 2 other steps are pretty damn random, because bells hit in the right order really matter for the control of the world, and so do hitting switches on the doors of the maze. But again, these aren't the most random things in Call of Duty Zombies. Not yet. Number 2 is Revelations. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys saw this coming from a mile away, but this had to be included into this list. Now, there are a variety of very random steps in this Easter egg, but my favorite ones are step number 2 and number 3. Number 3 is where you have to get little Arnies out of the box and then go into the Margwa in the pack punch room and fill 9 little Arnies in sets of 3. I guess this Margwa is really picky about what he wants inside of him. He wants 3 sets of 3 Arnies put into 9 of his holes, and you can't put more than 1 Arnie in 1 hole. No, that's going over the line right there. What does this even accomplish? Like, it's the Apothecon that you don't even have to worry about, because he's trapped by that little trap. But no, you have to put Arties inside of him. That's very important to the contribution of killing the Shadow Man. But step number 2 has to be my all-time favorite from this map. For this step, you have to activate the friendly gatekeeper and make him follow you to one of the 4 jumpers where there's a little rock. Aside from all the other tens of rocks surrounding it, there's one little sharp one poking out on the little edge of it, and the friendly keeper has to do a little ritual to it. Like, what does this rock have of importance to where a friendly gatekeeper has to do some hibbery jibbery and then he drops a fucking reel that reveals some audio? How does any of that make any goddamn sense? The gatekeeper's just like, I like this rock, so I'm gonna do some magic. What's so special about this rock? I want to know what this rock has to do with having to kill the fucking Shadow Man. What does this rock have of importance? Oh, once you do the ritual, you just die and drop a reel? Oh, I guess this reveals some stuff about Sophia. Oh, I guess that really was important. Again, I feel like Treyarch was trying to implement every little thing from this map into the Easter egg, even if it didn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. But even though it's random as shit, it doesn't take the cake for the map with the most random Easter egg step. And number 1 is Ascension. I mean, it just had to be. Like, just look at all the steps in this Easter egg. I think besides the first step, everything else is completely random. You have to go and hit a computer that shows a picture of the Illuminati, and then you have to do a step where during a monkey round, 4 random red buttons appear next to the perks, and you just have to simultaneously press it, and afterwards they just disappear. You have to stand by a platform for a couple minutes, and at the very end you have to just shoot a bunch of upgraded weapons on the little light, and it goes into the air, somehow freeing Gersh. But I think the most random one of all comes when you have to spell the word Luna from 4 random letters that just happen to be in the air. Like, are you serious? I get that it's Treyarch's first, like, main big Easter egg, but 4 random letters in the air. If you ride the landers in one incorrect way, you done fucked up, man. Just Gersh is gonna get wrecked by Samantha. No, seriously, I'd give him some slack, but this is just too damn random. But that's gonna be the end of this list, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed 5 maps with the most random Easter egg steps in Call of Duty Zombies. This was a lot of fun to do, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more of these list things in the future. I actually have like 3 or 4 planned as of now, and I always come up with ideas. I just never put them to paper or notes on my iPhone. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Leave a like if you did enjoy. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh god, I'm losing my voice. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.